beach day in Alaska. Today we are taking the Hawk Wagon. We're gonna shoot way south past Seward, and we're gonna go land at a little beach in the middle of nowhere. Now, the purpose of today's flight is we're actually meeting up with Josh mid-air, and we're gonna do a two-ship formation all the way down to this little beach. And we're actually picking a guy up that lives there, and we're gonna be bringing him back. Now, the reason that I'm coming along on this trip, other than to show you how cool this part of Alaska is because, well, I'm a SoCal surfer at heart. And this beach has some incredible breaks as we get into fall. And so I'm doing it, one, to be able to meet this guy that lives there full time so I can get a surf report when I need one. Number two, I want to see what the landing potential is down there. And I kind of want to feel out what it's going to be like when I actually take a surfboard down with me. Now, I'm a longboard surfboarder, which means that I ride boards that are 8 feet plus. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but getting an 8-foot board in here is kind of challenging. So we're gonna get a little creative with it, but this SoCal guy needs to surf up here. So climb on board, let's get to it.
We'll keep it south, we'll keep it low till south of Northern Lights, and 2-3, clear for takeoff, back up.
Out here today. Alrighty, well now that Josh has been departed out of Hood, we'll meet up with him in just a second, and we'll start our trek southbound.
Gonna fly away, but I'll be gone. Gonna find a life like this, where I belong.
Hey Brett, yep.
I'm here, you there?
I don't know which point I'm coming up over. I'm coming right by,
I'm at your 7 o'clock in about a mile.
Oh, you got me. Awesome.
Hard to miss. Dude, it's nice out here today.
It is, quite. I think we got a little weather window, and then I hear some more rainy crap tonight, and then getting better for the 3 or 4 day stint we have of sun coming up.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. So I think it's gonna be a good weekend.
I think it's gonna be a gorgeous weekend.
Gonna fly away. You can go along. Gonna find a life like this, where we belong. Where we belong. Where we belong.
So we're gonna do a little formation flight down here, and for me, this is dialed quite a bit back. So maybe we should talk about this airplane, because, you know, you guys have seen the helicopter, you've seen Phil, the float plane, but you've never seen this aircraft. So this is a 1953 Cessna 170B. Now, Cessna made 3 versions of the 170. They made the straight 170, which had a ragged wing, which means that it had a fabric wing and then it had a metal fuselage. Then they created the Cessna 170A, and that had a metal wing, but the wing didn't have any dihedral to it. And dihedral it basically is a twist in the wing without going crazy into the aerodynamics of it. So which meant that it flew a little faster, but it also landed a little faster. And then Cessna came out with the 170B. And so this was the last model of the 170 that they made. When I got this aircraft, it had a bad carry-through spar. Now this piece right here is the carry-through spar. And when I got this, it was completely corroded. So there was total corrosion in there. It was completely unairworthy. And so through a lot of work and a couple of really good mechanic buddies of mine, we got this taken care of, and we did a few other things while we were there. So one of the modifications that I did to this aircraft, I needed to change the engine out because for me, 145 horsepower just is not enough. To make these aircraft really perform, you need more than 145 horsepower. So there were a lot of options that I was looking at. There was the normal 180 horsepower conversion that so many people do. There was a new engine that came out. It's called the 0370. It's the conversion is made by Stutes. And then there was a conversion by XP Mods, and that allowed me to take a 6-cylinder Continental and replace the one that I already had on there with a Continental, also a 6-cylinder. So I took a 145 horsepower engine off, and I put a 210 horsepower engine on. And so I have a Continental IO 360, so a fuel-injected 360, 6-cylinder Continental. So 210 horsepower is what this conversion came with. I also ported, polished, and flow matched my engine. So this engine, while it's stated that it puts out 210 horsepower, it puts out, let's call it a little bit more than that. So that was the big modification. Now with that, we put a constant speed prop on here. So those of you that are familiar with what this blue little knob is here, you know what a constant speed propeller is. If you don't know, a constant speed propeller allows me to adjust the pitch of my propeller blades, which allows me more efficiency when I want to be cruising like I am right now. It also allows me when I want to do max takeoff, I can actually change the pitch of my blades and I can have all that power right up front. I wanted to be able to make this aircraft take off and land in a very short distance. And there are a lot of different modifications that you can make that allows you to do what's called STOL modifications, short takeoff and landing modifications. I went with the Sportsman's Cuff. And so what the Sportsman's STOL kit does is it actually extends my leading edge and it cuffs it kind of up and under. It's not technically a roll cuff. If I went to stall this aircraft right now, it would just give me about a 600 foot per minute descent. It never really breaks. One of the big things that I noticed right when I did my first test flight in it was that it was very nose heavy and it took a lot of trim to maintain that. So we took and we extended the battery back a bay. So now I have a perfect weight and balance. This airplane flies very true. I take off and land with one person, about half tanks. I can do sub 200 feet. We've done about everything you could possibly do to a 170. But the question that I get all the time is, dude, you did all this work to this aircraft. Why the hell did you not just go buy a 180? And the truth is, I don't really like 180s. And after all the mods that I did to it, I can take off and land shorter than a 180 can. I can cruise about the same speed as a 180. And at the end of the day, as we're flying right now, I am burning 7.7 gallons per hour. I burn almost no gas. I can get where I need to go. And if I really want to crank it up and actually get moving, I can get it up to about 130 knots. And I burn roughly 12 gallons an hour. So a 180 performance, but I can land a lot shorter, I can take off a lot shorter, and I can fly a lot slower when I need to. So with that said, this is the Hawk Wagon. The reason we call it the Hawk Wagon, the engine that we have on the front of here came off of a Hawk 172. It's a baby wagon, so we call it the Hawk Wagon. So there you go. Now you've met this airplane. We're going to show you what it can do today, and I'm sure you're going to see this on a lot more adventures. All right, so I'm in basic cruise mode right now. So I'm cruising at about 110. I'm burning, without leaning anything right now, I'm burning about 10 gallons an hour. I mean, for this airplane, this is really just singing right along.
If you take one step, then you will be a little closer to your dream than if you stay just where you are.
All right, so as we're cruising along here, we're flying over the top of the Sterling Highway, which takes you all the way down to Kenai, Soldotna, that whole area. If you're into fishing, you definitely know what that is.
Here I am, I'm ready to go again, ready to say goodbye when the sky is high. No reason to stay on ground. Lift your hands and you can touch and fly. The minute you felt you found, understand
Magic Valley, we transitioning down along the point out and around toward Johnstone. All right, so we have a little ADM, aeronautical decision making. So we're going that way, and the cloud deck is a little low. It's still legal, so we're gonna have to go the long way around, which is, I mean, it's fine. It's just it just takes a little more time to go the long way around. Thankfully, we have lots of gas, which is good. Let's cruise around and see how it goes.
And here I am, I'm ready to go again. I'm ready to say goodbye when the sky is high.
So we're traveling flight of 2 bush planes over the prison. We're traveling southbound along the west shore. This is one of those moments where you just get real quiet. Yeah, this is always this for me is the worst part.
Do you feel better over water with the helicopter?
To a point, yes. Just, I mean, I can set it down in such a small place.
Right.
Like little tiny beaches are perfect. That's beautiful in there. Wow, that's pretty.
How low exactly we have to get here?
Well, I'm about 200 feet above you right now.
I'm about 500 right now.
I'm at 7, and I've got a nice big gap up here. This is what we have to round at the end, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just right here is the end of it. I gotta swing out toward you so we can kind of see around the end there. It actually looks better a little bit that direction.
Yeah, I've got a good. See where that boat is? I'm gonna go right over the top of that boat.
Want to pick up a little bit of speed, and then I'll just be behind you.
I'm comfy. Unless you need me to.
Well, that just keeps you from, like, you know, I'm slower than you anyway, then there's no way that we're going to conflict. I just went to your way.
All bumpy.
Do you have it up? Do you know exactly where you're going?
I'm pretty sure I do. So, basically we cross this one, and then we got a little one, and then that big one, and then we're there. Yep.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me where the there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream because there's you.
I don't know what it is, but every time I fly with you guys, I skip lunch. So I'm doing my usual cashews and Cliff Bars. Today I've got blueberry almond crisp.
Nothing around us, just flames in the fire. And through the night they burn like me for you. Covered in wonder, sweet in the silence. Oh, we'll keep running, we'll keep running. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, but you don't have to dream because there's you.
Yeah, we round the next corner and then we're there.
Yeah, once we round this corner.
Leave your worries and your suitcase.
All right, here we go.
All you don't need, nothing but you.
This is the only dude I would do this with, just so you know. I trust Josh, I mean, more than just with my life. I trust Josh with my kid's life, with my wife's life. He's one of the best pilots I've ever met, and I've been flying with him for a really long time. Well, that was fun. Let's get out and meet Bert.
Love was holding all the cards and always kept me in the dark. I never thought I could shake this heartache until I saw your light, and it's got me feeling like life is good, yeah. Life is good, yeah.
Alrighty, so we are on the ground. This is a super cool area. He lives here full time. And I mean, this is an actual beach. We have sand and yeah, it's pretty neat. So game plan is Josh is actually, we're just taking him to Seward. So Josh is actually gonna take Kurt. He has some stuff that he needs taken. And so I'm gonna take the stuff, Josh is gonna take the person. And so I got some bags of fuel. I don't really need the fuel, but I also don't wanna lug it back in bags. So I'm gonna top my tanks off really fast with whatever I can. That way I'm not lugging extra weight if I don't need to, and that way I can take all of Kurt's stuff. So this is what landing on a beach is all about. And you can see here, let me show you. So one of the things when you're landing on a beach that you gotta be kind of careful of this soft sand. And so you can actually see this track right here is my main, and that is my main. And so you can see why the bush wheels are so important. But if you look and see this deep line, this is actually my tail wheel. And I have, on this aircraft, 31-inch bush wheels, but I also have a baby bush wheel in the back. It's not a pizza cutter, as I call them. So it's not a Scott 3200, it's actually a baby bush wheel. And I'm running the T3 suspension tail wheel on this thing. I love it. That is probably one of my favorite upgrades on this aircraft. But yeah, this is pretty soft sand. And I'm really grateful that I have 31s right now. So when people are like, you don't need 31s. Yeah, when you land like here, you need 31s. Just so you can see here, so these are the Alaska Deer Company bags. Used to be called Airframes Alaska. And so really, really simple, holds 5 gallons, has a spout that you put on here, valve, open, close. So this is what I call the lazy way to fill your tank. Just lay it here and let it just siphon in on its own. I'm gonna have to pick it up though, so I can do this and talk to you guys. So 5 gallons going in, and I'm gonna do the next side right after this. This is the way I normally fill it. Just throw the bag up. You know, it works. And get this last bit out, just get in the air.
This is freaking magical. Alright, so no surf today, obviously. But, I mean, dude, there's so many spots in here that I can land. That's rad. So we'll see. Maybe I can find some good surf down here at some point. I'll bet when this exits the, when we get a lot of flow coming out of that river, I'm sure you get a river break out of it. But I'll keep you guys low. Give you a little tour over Big Johnstone Bay.
La 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 la. Everyone a come and we must have fun. Come British one come. Come English one come. Come Canadian come. Come make we have some fun. La 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 la. Everyone a come and we should have fun. La 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 la. Everyone a come and we must have fun.
You know, that was extremely rewarding. You know, I kind of went initially to go down there and check out to see what the surfing conditions look like and where to surf down there. And, you know, ultimately, I got to make a new friend out of it. And Kurt's a really cool dude. He lives down there full time, and he sometimes needs help getting back and forth to the mainland. He's a rotorhead like myself, so he also has a helicopter. He's got a Hiller helicopter. And so hopefully we get to check that out here soon. That's a cool machine. I think that was super rewarding. You know, we made a new friend, and I've always been of the belief that when a friend needs help, you help them. And here in Alaska, it really couldn't be more true than that. We all look out for each other. Aviators always look out for each other, but here in Alaska specifically, aviators really take care of one another because, you know, we know what it's like to fly up here. We know what it's like to live up here. So for me, that was an exceptionally rewarding trip, and I'm really glad you guys got to come along with me on that one.
Come, everyone come, to the land of the sea and sun. La 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 la. Everyone a come and we should have fun. La 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 la. Everyone a come and we must have fun. Come, Miss Tourist, come. Come, Miss a Tourist, come. Come, everyone come, to the land of the sea and sun. La 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 la. Everyone a come and we should have fun. La 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 la.
If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a subscriber on the channel. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this one right here. Until the next video, if you are a pilot, get out, go do some flying. If you're not a pilot, go take a demo flight. Aviation is a cool group of people, and we would love to have you as part of that group. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.